All right, in this quick video, we're going to be showing you how the new deal wizard works. That's one of the two options for manually putting a deal into Easy Rate Sheet. I'll show you the difference between the two deals really quickly. If you are looking at capturing deal or investment property information, guarantor information, and borrower information, really the difference between the new deal entry wizard and the quick term sheet form is that the deal entry wizard collects all relevant information for each of those things, whereas the quick term sheet option really just collects the kind of the bare minimum to be able to quickly get a term sheet out. So when would you want to use which option? The new deal entry wizard is best for when you've got a new borrower. You don't have any information on them, you need to collect everything, and you want to speed up the application process. So the more information you collect during deal capture, the less you have to capture during the application process. The quick term sheet is really helpful if it's a repeat borrower. You already have a lot of their information, so you don't need to collect all that information. You know they're going to move through the pipeline quickly. Or if you just have somebody who's in a hurry, they're like, look, I don't know if I want to borrow from you or not. Just give me terms on this, and I'll tell you whether or not I'm interested in working with you. So quick term sheet doesn't collect as much information. The new deal entry wizard collects more information, but you can use either option depending on what your situation is. Let's go take a look at how the new deal entry wizard works. From your dashboard, you're going to click on New Deal up here at the top, and that'll open up the deal entry wizard form. You're going to start filling this out. One thing I'll point out is that each of these steps are dynamic. So if somebody is trying to do a fix and flip versus a bridge or ground up or whatever, that changes all of the other information that's going to be asked throughout the process, so that they only have to fill out the information that's relevant to the type of deal that they're doing. So for this example, I'll show you a fix and flip. So loan product type is unique. Then the transaction type also influences what information you need. So in this case, I'll just select purchase. For the requested loan amount, that is not used anywhere in any of the calculations. You to put this in is, or really the only reason that we include this field is so that you can remember what dollar amount your borrower is wanting to borrow, that the amount that they're asking for. So for this case, I'll just say it's a $300,000 requested loan amount on a $250,000 purchase price. We'll say that it's a vacant property. And we're going to say this is, so if you have a returning borrower, you can just look them up here. If it's a new borrower, they can just fill their information out here. So we're going to call this person Teddy Tester. Now we're going to say Teddy Tester. I'm not going to put in a phone number right now. You can see the person now shows up. Okay, so we're going to put in a credit score. We'll say 700, U.S. citizen. We're not doing no credit. This is a regular loan, so we won't check that. The number of deals in the last 3 years, we'll say this person's done 2 deals in the last 3 years. Number of deals in the last 24 months, we'll say one of those 2 was in the last 24 months. How many months of reserve do they have after closing on this loan? We'll say 5 months. Any bankruptcies? No. Foreclosures? No. Short sale? No. Mortgage lates? No. Deed in lieu? No. All right, so we're good to go here. At this step, you can fill in the borrowing entity that they'll be using, or you can say that for when they are going through the application process. So for this example, I'll just go ahead and skip this step, and I'll just put in a fake address of 321 State Avenue, Lehigh, Utah, 84043. Property type, we'll say single family residence detached. In a rural area, no. Larger than 2 acres, no. Rehab needed, we're going to say yes. Exit strategy, fix and flip, refinance after construction, no. We're going to sell it. And then when do we want the money by? We'll say, a couple weeks out. All right, what's the after repair value on this? We'll say it's $485. Estimated rehab cost, we'll say $50,000. Loan term, we'll say 12 months. We're going to put in 2 points for origination fees. We won't put anything in for yield spread. but you can modify the origination points, you can add yield spread, whatever your intent is on pricing. Then you can review kind of the key information before submitting it, or you can go back and edit here if you need to. So I'm going to go ahead and submit it, and then you'll see we'll get a preliminary summary on the loan calculation. So, base rate, adjustments. The adjustments are based on the products that you create. You can set, what you want to cause an adjustment to the loan rates. So you can see all this, then you can either go back to the dashboard here, or at the bottom you can say view deal details. It'll take you right into the deal details for this deal, or you can start putting in another deal, or deals just takes you back to the dashboard. So that is how you use the new deal wizard to do a manual deal entry. Hope that helps.